Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about not allowing the enemy / opposition to steal your joy. You know what I mean? Do not allow them to steal them, lighten, lessen your joy. You know what I mean? They don't have an understanding and not able to experience joy. You know what I mean? They can experience happiness. They can be happy temporary, you know. Happiness is one of those temporary emotions that is hard to not express it, you know what I mean? Like you kind of have to fight yourself not to express being happy. Joy is something that's more powerful when it's from within. It's more powerful and it's from within. Every time I say it, the wind starts blowing harder, so I don't know how much is messing up the audio. That's why I keep pausing. Joy is way more powerful though, and I was just processing a lot of stuff over these past couple days. I'm always processing, but some days I dive deeper because I need to give myself. I done gave myself a break, so breaks is about as far as diving in this deep spiritually. I'm always diving. That's never gonna stop or slow down. But I realized, like, even being around my mini, like, we are joyful beings. You know, we are really light beings. Like, we wake up in the AM with a lot of light and joy still within us. And what's crazy is when I process, like, hers, my minis versus mine versus some other beings that I've been around, it's like my mini don't have the adult shit to worry about. So every day is joy and light for her. When she wakes up, she always ready to go. There's never a moment in her 7 years where she woke up and just was out of it, you know? Even throughout the day, if something is irritating or agitating her, it's usually apparent. She lets it be known, and then she is back to being a light being. I realized the huge difference with me and my mini is that I'm the adult, so of course my pressures would come from just the regular Western society of adulting out here. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything abstract or abnormal than anyone else. And even with me still having those pounds and pressures that everyone else have, I still wake up light, litty, and joyful the same way as my mini do, and she don't have the same responsibilities. And then when I think about some of the other beings that I used to live in with, they had a really hard time even getting their day going. You know? And the ones that did get it going, it was already directed by something, like by a job or like some trip or something. It's usually something that's been like fruitful, beneficial for them. Jobs really don't count. That's just a source of like supply. But the other stuff is. But it's like, I remember some days where it's like I would get up, I'm up in my routine and doing things, and then pull myself into a better space, because I know when I come back to this vessel, I have to acknowledge this realm of reality and the space that I created. So I take on my own shit first, right? It's like how Home Alone do that. That's my routine right there. I don't really physically do that, but that's what it feels like. As soon as my spirit hits the body and I'm laying down, it's like, boom. It's like, oh, you back in this piece of shit again? Not saying the vessel, but this Western society where I know it's wartime. So clearly I am in a peaceful space in my spiritual realm when I am not here warring. I am in a peaceful space. Most of us are at a peaceful space wherever we at in our spiritual realm before we come back to these vessels here. We are still lit with joy. We are still lit with joy, meaning that we don't have to be happy. We're just joyful beings. I could be down and then still have one of my buddies hit me, and then they could be down lower than me, and I'm the one that's pulling the spirits up. My joy, our joy, this light within us runs way deeper than a lot of these other beings could process or fathom. You know what I mean? Joy don't have anything to do with, I wouldn't put it all on happiness, because that would just be, I'm not happy all the time when I'm sitting there making beats, but I'm a joyful being, so I'm still light spirited. You know what I'm saying? I could be frustrated with something while I'm making a beat, and I'm still light. I could be frustrated while trying to learn another new tactic for something else. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff that my daughter gets to see now is the realms that I created. You know, I wasn't always in this space before her, and she definitely never even saw daddy with short hair. Like the locks, everything all came into place. Like she was born in 2015. I think I had my last haircut in like 2014. So, and that was just the transition. It wasn't to even grow locks out. That was just the transition, getting old energy off me and needed to be in some different energy. And I realized even with me doing that, I was still joyful. I was still litty in the inside, even while going through all my trials and tribulations. I'm going through a rack of shit now, and I'm still extremely joyful and litty on the inside. That never turns off. If only thing happens is the enemy try to put a wall or a door in front of it with one of their dumbass obstacles. Like, yeah, look at this. Let's see if you'll get around this one. It's like, do you not know my team? Hey, Pops, hey, Creator, look. Right through that wall, right through that barrier. We is not playing out here. Once you live long enough, your fruits, and if you've been self-aware long enough, you're going to be able to know what the hell is going on. That's why they don't have a choice but to put this pressure on now. Most of us now who didn't grow up with the phones and technology, I kind of had it once we got to high school, and then now it's the thing now. Most of us have been here long enough. I'm 37 years old. You're not going to be able to tell me about my real life experiences, and that I haven't been self-aware through my processes and being able to reflect on all of them and even go back to some of my old processes or situations and be able to look at how and why I was engaged in certain ways. Where was this information coming from? You know what I mean? Like, why was I even okay with going that way? You know what I mean? So even with all that going on, we still more joyful than these beings. Like, some days I be sitting around now, in the past, before, you know, and something might hit my spirit that just crosses and it makes me laugh or something like that. Most of the other beings, the oppositions, they don't. You have to ignite something for that to happen, because that's not going to happen within them, because the other team leads them with all the other thoughts. So that's why they're usually frowning or thinking the worst. They're usually frowning or thinking the worst. And it's like, do you not know that your energy is projecting? Like, it is very prevalent and evident that you are not in a joyful space to inside, and you're not trying to get there. You should be trying to get there. Like, for me, I always, even before I even knew, I always pulled from things that I've accomplished, you know, or happy thoughts that had substance with it, you know what I'm saying? But usually it's something that I've accomplished, you know, from when I was little to now. You know what I mean? That's the whole purpose of us knocking these trials and tribulations out the way. You know what I mean? Why are you going to walk a life and then you don't even have to use none of that information the way you do? It's like learning to play football in your whole life, and then you start playing basketball. Now all that shit you learned, it's not even relevant on the court. That's for the field. You have to be able to utilize your information properly. You have to be able to process your own, you know? And then we got to be solid in knowing that a lot of beings around us we're taught how to manipulate, but then they're leading with this manipulation. See, for a lot of us, we know we could have took the other route, but it would have been more bullshit, witchy shit going on with it. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been easy for me to just kind of kiss some ass, be really good at school, do the sports thing because I was already good at it, and just follow the teachers and stuff. It's very easy to be complacent, or to just, even if you have average looks, utilize it to do some more witchy shit. You know what I'm saying? I could be out here making comedy, dumbass skits and shit, but I ain't on that type time. You know, I enjoy laughing and funny moments, but I also know it's wartime. When our spirit comes back to this vessel, when I wake up, it's always a reminder. Because wherever I am at, I am in a peaceful space. That's all I can say, is I am in a peaceful space. Reality doesn't hit me. This 3D realm doesn't hit me when that wind start busting. That was trying to hit me. Look. We don't see the wind, but we feel the cause and effect. The invisible world is real and it's here. You know what I'm saying? I don't tell my daughter about all the other words to use. I just tell her, hey, it's the invisible world, your spiritual realm. You know, invisible spiritual realm. Same difference. Same difference, you know what I mean? But being joyful and being litty in the inside, that's coming from the Creator, you know, that's coming from the Most High, that's coming from the place you came from before you was here. Like, I don't have to teach my daughter how to be joyful. She just is. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to show her all of these things. What I teach her is when she's getting fed that information by the other team about feeling bad or guilty, or like if she goes to one of those spaces where she usually don't, that's when I drop my lessons down in there. But she don't stay in those spaces. You know what I mean? And a lot of us, we don't need to be in those other spaces. And we have to be more appreciative that we are able to live joyfully and peacefully within, even with the ones outside of us battling us, because we can create a break for ourselves within. It's almost impossible for them to create a break for themselves within. You know what I mean? That's why it's such a tough battle. But I won't run it up too long, you know what I'm saying? Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.